Our 805 Reviews poll question. Yesterday we were asking you if you thought the ref maybe called the fight a little bit early since McGregor was still on his feet. 66% of people said yes, he was still standing versus 33% that said no, he was exhausted. And somebody said that they saw his lips move, and I haven't been able to see the video, but they said McGregor said, "I'm done," as soon as the guy called the fight, the ref.
I believe they said that he stuck to the script too. That he stuck to the script and said, "Okay, I'm done. This is over." Suggesting that it was a fixed fight.
That's what my wife said. She goes, "Why are you going to watch that? It's just fixed." I'm like, "It's not fixed." Like, do you think? I mean, how do you fix this? How do you fix it like that?
If I'm going to do 100% split, see where I sit on it, I think boxing, and I think a spectacle where there's as much money involved as was involved in this one, there's got to be some level of fix in. And I would think that, well, any bit of fixed is fixed then, right? Even if it's 20% fixed. Even if it's 20% fixed.
It's either fixed or it's not fixed. There's no black and white. There's no 10%, 20%. It's either a fixed fight or it's not.
Yeah.
Is the determination of the fight really, figured out before the fight starts?
Look where all the fingers point, okay? Who put on the fight? One of the guys in the fight. Who tried to bet money on themselves in the fight? The guy that was putting on the fight. He tried. He went to various sports books windows and said, "Hey, I'm Floyd Mayweather. I want to bet on the fight." They said, "We can't take your action here. Sorry." He did eventually find somebody that took his action on the fight, and he bet on himself in the fight. He was the producer of the fight as well, right?
I didn't know that. He was?
Yes, it was a Mayweather money. It was a money team promotion. I mean, it was Mayweather Promotions that put on the fight. Okay, that's why his payday is so much larger than that of Conor McGregor's. Showtime was on board. UFC was on board as well. They all got a piece of the action, but the one that got the bulk of the action was the guy that was fighting. His promotion company was the one that put on the fight. So for you to sit there and say 100% without a doubt that this was not fixed, I don't think anybody could. I don't think anybody could say that okay, because there's too many variables in place. Conor McGregor got a $30 million payday. What is his largest payday in the MMA prior to that? In the UFC was a couple $1 million. So, I mean, if he's going to sit there and take a dive, I'd take a dive for $30 million.
I don't know. I don't know how you act as exhausted as he was in the 10th round, in the end of the 9th round, going into the 10th round.
You've had 3 months to train.
Taking direct punches to the face.
You've had 3 months to train on how to get exhausted after 10 rounds of fighting. I mean, the script is there. I don't trust this sport.
You don't trust anything, though. You just told me that a church needs to have people sign release forms before they allow them inside to be protected from a hurricane.
It's the day and age that we live in. You must question everything. And there are too many irons in the fire of the Mayweather Promotions team to not suggest that, well, there's probably some level of fix going on here. The money that he bet was that he was going to win in 10 rounds or less. When did he win? In the 10th round, okay? I mean, come on. There's a lot of things on the table that say, oh, there's a possibility it could be fixed. This is just entertainment. In his mind and his promotions team's mind, this is just entertainment. And it's all about the hype and giving them a good show once you get there. All the money that's surrounded, is there really any ethics involved in it? Yeah, Nevada's got its boxing commission, but they got their boxing commission. It's all part of the script.
We got a guy on the phone here who wanted to weigh in. Go ahead, man.
Okay. First off, I just like to say I love calling in and talking to you guys. It's always funny because there's usually one of you, and it flip-flops back and forth that I agree with, and then the other one on any given day is the GOAT. But this is so let me help you out, guys.
You do mean greatest of all time, right?
No, I don't. On the day I don't agree with you, no. But the guy, I mean, I'm hearing this, and you're right that boxing does have issues with being fixed and all that. But listen, the only way this fight results in McGregor winning is if there is a fix. You got a guy that's never fought a professional boxing match. Never, okay? Fighting against a guy who I don't necessarily like at all, but who is arguably the best ever because he's 49-0 at that point, now 50-0. You got a guy that's been to 12 rounds boxing many times. You got another guy that's trained his career to be able to grapple and do other things. One of them's aerobic, one of them's anaerobic. One of them goes, a different pace, a different,
One's a sprinter, one's a distance runner.
Sugar Shane Mosley said it best, and that's right. And the reason, you guys, that Mayweather gets $300 million or whatever he gets is because he's the guy that's 49-0 that's never been beat.
Right.
He took this fight with McGregor, okay, because McGregor sells. He's got a big mouth. He gets to be a villain. He's the only guy that could be a big mouth villain like Mayweather and draw the attention. He was a money draw, McGregor was. But he never had a chance. Ever.
Do you think...
Trying to say he won 3 rounds or whatever, but guys, he let him have those 3 rounds, and then he beat his his arse.
Yeah, I know. You could see that when watching the fight. And Jeff didn't see the fight because he was with his family down in Disneyland.
I saw Fantasmic. It was a better show.
But you could tell there was a strategy for Mayweather going into the fight, and he let him have, like you said, those first 3 rounds because he was saving his energy because he knew the guy was going to get tired, and that's when he was going to unload on him. And it took till the 9th round, but when he did, it only took maybe a round and a half, maybe one full round to get it done.
Isn't the fact that this fight is taking place in the first place a bit of a fix in its own right? Because here you got a guy. Here you got a guy that's never fought in a boxing match ever in their life, going against the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but the greatest of all time didn't want this fight. Mayweather didn't want this fight. He had to be talked into it. He said no several times until the money was right.
Until the money was right.
You know what? Well, just like you would do the same thing.
Exactly, which speaks volumes to the fact that there's a bit of a fix involved.
No, it's a deal. There's no fix.
This is not for the greater good of the sport.
No, it's for the greater good of Mayweather.
Yeah, it's for the greater good of making money. So he fixed his way into a big paycheck.
I think you're using the wrong word.
It wasn't a fix. Okay. It was a mismatch, and it never really should have been.
Mismatch, yes.
I mean, there was a lot of worthy fighters that deserved that last shot, right?
Yes.
I mean, there were some people out there. What's that guy, Triple G? And then there's the other one that I don't know if he's in the same weight class, that Lomachenko guy.
Right.
Those guys are bad dudes. Well, Mayweather wasn't going to fight them. They might beat him, actually.
Well, thank you. Hey, I'm sorry, we have to run because we have to get to our heckle up. And thank you for the call. I think you made a lot of great points. Fix, maybe setup.
No. Fix is he fixed his money situation. Is what he did.
But when you say it's a fix, it sounds like it's a scam, and it wasn't a scam. He just said no until the money was right.
To some level, it was a scam because there are countless other boxers out there that probably deserved a chance at Floyd Mayweather. He took the easy route. Floyd Mayweather
but
did.
McGregor was the greatest at his sport. Mayweather was the greatest at his sport at their weight classes. It was like a Super Bowl.
The optics of the situation were perfect. They were primed for the picking. Everybody's always had this talk about which is better, boxing or MMA, which is more entertaining, which one's going to take over. They've always had this. Mayweather says, I got one fight left in me. Why don't I use this argument as a way to pad my pockets with my last fight by making this happen? So he makes this happen. He knows that he's going to win in a boxing arena against Conor McGregor. So he fixes it. So he's like, okay, I'll fight you, Conor. But here's the deal. We're going to box. We're not going to have none of this MMA stuff. We're going to box because I'm the best boxer of all time and you've never thrown a punch in the boxing ring. That's a fix.
That's not a fix because Conor McGregor had to agree to it.
And he did.
It's a fix if one side has.
He did because he thought he had a chance. And he was offered a tidy payday, which means it was a fix. Anybody who spent a dime on that fight was duped.
93.3 KZOZ rocks Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.